So in previous class we are studying about a stack, right? So stack is a collection of items in which we can insert a new element or delete an existing element at the same end. Okay, so that we call it as a stack. In stack we have only one end. In that one end only we have to insert the elements, or we can delete the, or we can remove the elements from the stack. So after that we studied how to represent the stack using arrays, and then we studied the operations performed on the stack. So we have different operations performed on the stack. One is stack operation, another one is push, pop, then seek, is empty and size. So these are the functions we studied in last class. So now we will study how the function will be worked. Okay, so we have two algorithms in stack. One is push function, another one is stack function, pop function. So we know this algorithm in last class we studied. Now we will know how exactly this algorithm works. So suppose consider firstly so before adding a new element we have an empty stack, right? So suppose consider this as a stack. So first we are check the condition. If we want to insert a new element into the stack, we have a space. We need space to store that element. So if the stack is full, we cannot insert more elements or an extra element into the stack. So that we are checking the condition whether the stack is full or not. Okay, so for that we are using the condition top equals n minus 1. Okay, suppose I need to insert a 5 elements, so n becomes 5. So what is n minus 1? That is 4. So top is equal to n minus 1. So what is the value of top here? Minus 1. Whether minus 1 is equal to 4? No. So this condition becomes false. It will exit from this if condition. Okay. So next it will comes to the second step. So here top is equal to top plus 1. Okay. So what is the here top value? Top value is minus 1. So minus 1 plus 1, top value becomes 0. So now it will come here. Okay. Now the top is equal to 0. So after that what we are doing? We are assigning an item into the stack of top. Suppose consider this we are taking as a variable stack. So stack of top means what is the value of top? Top is 0. So stack of 0 is I am assigning the value 10. So I insert the value 10 at the position 0. Okay. Now that will be written here. So again this loop will be repeated. Now the top value is 0. So 0 is equal to 4. Now it will comes out of the if condition. Increment the top value. Now top value becomes 1. Now stack of top equals item. So we are inserting an item where the top indicates. Now the top is here. So here I am inserting some value. So that will be written. Again the loop will be repeated. So it will increment the top value. Now top value becomes 2. So I insert some value here. And again it will increment the top value. Top value becomes 3. So I insert some value. Again the top value becomes incremented, that is 4. So now the top is 4. I inserted the element. Again it will comes here. Now what is the value of top? So top is 4. So 4 is equal to 4. So then it will display stack is full. So we cannot insert more than that. more than the 5 values into the stack. So if we are assigning n value, so we have this stack. So it will check whether the condition is true or false. So if it is false, we can insert the values. So if it is true, n value is equal, n minus 1 value is equal to top, we cannot insert the value. Means the stack is full, we cannot insert an extra value into the stack. So that is push function. So now we will see pop function. So next operation is pop function. Okay, so pop function means we are removing the existing element which is at the top of the stack, right? So if you want to add an element, we are adding at the same end, right? So that is top of the stack. So if we want to remove these elements from the top of the stack, we have to remove at the top of the stack only. Okay, so this pop function, so if we want to delete an element, so if you want to delete or remove an element from the top of the stack, so means if the stack contains the elements, then we can remove. If the stack is empty, can we remove the elements? No, right? So for that we are checking the condition whether the top is equal to null or not. So if we are providing like this, top is equal to null or minus 1, both are same. So if it is equal to null means stack is empty. So if stack is empty, it is possible to remove any element from the stack? No. So if the element is present in the stack, we can remove the elements or the items from the top of the stack. So for that we are checking the condition whether the top is equal to null or minus 1. So if it is null, the stack is empty. So if it is not null, means if condition becomes false, what we are doing means, so if it is false, we have to remove from the top of the stack, right? So top of the stack element is removed and stored in the variable item. So that is stored here. So I remove the value present at the top of the stack. So if I remove means the value of top becomes decremented, right? So we have to decrease the top value. Top minus 1. So this is the algorithm for pop function. So in this we are taking a stack, so we are using a stack. So it is an array which contains n number of elements, and then top is a pointer variable, so that stores the top of the stack element, and item is a removed element to be stored in that variable. Okay. So in this first step is we are checking the condition whether the stack is empty or not. So if it is empty, we cannot remove the element. So that we are checking the condition here. So if it is not empty, means the stack contains an elements. So what we are doing means we have to remove the top of the stack element, so that the top of the stack element is assigned to a one variable, which means we are removing that variable from the stack. So after removing, we have to decrement the top value. So let us consider the same example. So first we have to check the condition, that is top is equal to null. So initially the top is here, right? So what is top value? Top value is 4. Or is whether the 4 is equal to minus 1 or null? No, right? So now this condition becomes false. Now we enter to the second step. So in second step, top of the stack means What is the top value? 4. So stack of 4 is 50. So this 50 is assigned to the item. So this 50 is assigned to the item now. So now after that we have to decrement the top value. What is top value? 4. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So now the top becomes 3. Okay. So again this loop will be repeated. Now the top value is 3. 3 is equal to minus 1? No. So it will comes to the second step. So in this second step, top of the stack is assigned to the item. Now this 40 is assigned to the item. So again we are decrementing the top value. So this top value becomes 3 minus 1 is 2. So now the top is 2. That will be returned. So again go back to the if condition. It will check whether 2 is equal to minus 1. No. So again it will assign the top value to the, it will remove the item and stores in that variable item. So again decrement the top value. Now top value becomes 2 minus 1 is 1. So top is 1. Again it will be repeated. Again check the condition. 1 is equal to minus 1. False. It comes to the second step. So top of the stack is 20. So 20 is assigned to the item. Again it will decrement the top value. So now the top value becomes 1 minus 1 is 0. So top value is 0. So again it will check the condition whether 0 is equal to minus 1. No. So it will comes to here and the top value is assigned to the item. So this top 10 will be assigned to the item and decrement the top value. Now top value becomes 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Now top is here. Minus 1. Again check the condition. Top, what is top value now? Minus 1. Minus 1 is equal to minus 1. True. So it will display stack is empty. This is how the pop function will work. Okay, so these are the two algorithms in stack. One is push function, another one is pop function. So this is about the stack. And next we will study what are the applications of stack. So where exactly this stack concept will be applicable in day-to-day life. So applications of stack. So first application is reversing a word. So you know that palindrome, right? So we are checking the condition whether the given word is palindrome or not, which means we are reversing the given word and we are checking whether that both words are equal, then we call it as palindrome. So for that concept, for reversing the word, we are using the stack concept. Suppose consider this is the stack. Suppose consider this as a stack. So this stack contains M-A-D-A-M, Adam as a word. Okay. So if I am reversing this word, so in stack what we are doing, first we have to remove the top of the stack, right? And then that will be stored in the other variable. So what is the top of the stack here? That is M. So that will be assigned to the top of the another stack. So suppose consider this as stack 1, this as stack 2. So this M will be assigned or moved to the another stack, right? So this becomes here. Okay. So again this A is at the top of the stack. So this is assigned to the another stack, top of the stack. Now this will be removed. So again this D is assigned to the another top of the stack. Then this A. Then M. So if we reverse the word, we are getting same MADIM, madam, right? So this means in this concept, reversing a word, we are using the concept as stack, right? So stack alignment, in stack we are removing the top of the stack element first, right? So that concept we are using in reversing a word. So one application is reversing a word. So next, second application is to solve Tower of Hanoi. So in Tower of Hanoi, this is one type of problem. So in this problem, if we want to solve this problem, we are using the concept called stack. So I think you know this. So the blocks are arranged like this. So these blocks will be arranged as it is in the other block with the help of third stand, right? So first we are shifting the top of the box, right? So first we are shift this to here and then like this. So to solve this concept, we use stack. So that is Tower of Hanoi. So this is a game used or played in normal all programs or some. This is a game we are using sometimes. Okay. So to solve this problem, we are using the concept called stack. Okay. So and then we are using this concept in converting infix to postfix. So this is a expression. So in this concept is also used in the arithmetic expressions. So if you want to express that, if you want to evaluate that expressions, we are using the concept stack, means which is having the precedency. So that will be first evaluated. So like that we are using the concept stack in evaluating the expression also, and we are using the stack concept in converting infix to postfix. So these are the expressions, infix expression and postfix expression. So in this infix expression means a plus b. So like this postfix expression and a plus ab plus. So if you want to convert this expression to the postfix expression, we are using the concept stack, which means so which variable, which operation is stored at the top of the stack, so that will be converted first and then remaining operations will be converted next. So like that we are using the concept called stack, and then we are using this stack concept in undo operation or undo mechanism in text editors like Word or Microsoft Office. So in that we have an operation called undo. So if we do this mechanism or operation, so it will go back to the recently deleted element, right? So if we do this, whichever the recently we typed, that will be undo from the text. So this mechanism this mechanism will be worked with the help of this stack. So and then we are using this stack in quicksort algorithm. So So this is used in quicksort algorithm, and we are used this in recursive function. So in recursive function we are using this stack concept, and in this main function or main application of this stack is runtime memory management. So runtime memory management means whichever the recently operations or instructions will be stored in the CPU scheduler, so that will be taken from that stack, or that will be arranged the data in memory in the form of stacks. So which means stack means we are using the most recently added element, right? So that is the top of the stack. In this, so the runtime memory management also, so that will be store the data like as the stack will be stored. So in that, whichever the recently added instructions, so that will be performed first, and after that remaining instructions will be performed. So these are the applications of stacks. So one is reversing a word, and next one is to solve Tower of Hanai. And then another one is we are using backtracking. So in this backtracking concept also we are using the stack, which means most recently visited choice. So that we used, that concept is used in this backtracking also. So next one is converting the infix to postfix, and then evaluating the expressions, and undo mechanism, and then quicksort and recursive function. So these are the applications of stacks. So this is about the stacks. So after this, in linear data structure we have three different types, right? One is stack, another one is queue, and then linked list. So now we studied the concept stack. So next one is queues. Okay, so queues means it is also a collection of items or the elements in which insertion of a new element or new item, inserting a new item and deleting or removing the So queue is a collection of data items in which inserting a new element and removing the existing element takes place at different ends. Okay, so stack means it is a collection of data in which inserting a new element and deleting the existing element takes place at the same end. So that is stack. But in queues it will be takes place at the different end. So that we call it as a queue. So queue means it is a collection of data items in which inserting a new item and removing the existing item will be takes place in two different ends. So for inserting an item, so inserting end we call it as rear end. Okay, so for inserting a new item we use the end called rear end. So or we can call it as inserting end. So that is rear end. So for removing the existing item means if you want to remove the existing item, we are using another end, that is front end. Okay, so we are using two ends, means this will be performed in different ends. So that ends are, one is rear end, another one is front end. Okay, so suppose consider okay, suppose consider this as a queue. So if this is a queue means, so in queue we are making as which element is inserted first, we are giving the priority for that element, right? So this end we call it as front end. Okay, so in queue which element is inserted first, so that element will be removed first. Okay, so in stack that is reverse, right? So this is rear end. Okay, so rear end means we are inserting the element. So if you want to insert an element, we have to insert at the rear end. So if you want to delete or remove an element from the queue, so we have to use front end. So this queue will be have the property of FIFO. Okay, so FIFO means first in, first out. So stack is LIFO, right? Last in, first out. So in stack, which element is inserted at the last means recently inserted, the inserted element will be removed first. But in queues, first which is the most which one is inserted the first element, so that first element will be removed first from the queue, right? So if I insert the item 1, so this is the first element, so I have to remove this first element from the queue, so that we call it as queue. So queue is a collection of data items in which inserting a new element and removing an existing element will be takes place at different ends. So insertion end we call it as rear end, deletion end we call it as front end. So this queue has a property, so that is FIFO properties, means first in, first out. Which element is inserted first, so that element will be removed first. Okay, so as we know that if we are using normal queues, so we are providing the priority for who came the first, right? So like that this also, which element is inserted first, so that element will be removed from the queue first. Okay, so this is about queue. So in this we have 4 different types of queues. We have 4 different types of queues. One is simple queue, circular queue, priority queue, and then DQ. So DQ means double-ended queue. So these are the 4 types of queues. So first one is simple queue. So in this simple queue, the new element means the inserting element is at the takes place at rear end. So inserting an element takes place at the rear end and deleting an element will be takes place at the front end. So that we call it as simple queue. So in simple queue, insertion occurs at the rear end and deletion occurs at the front end. So that we call it as a simple queue. Suppose consider this as a queue. Okay, so suppose consider this as a queue. So now this becomes the front of the queue, right? So we are inserting first element is A. So this becomes front end and this becomes rear end. Now the front value is 1. Rear value is 5. So this we call it as a simple queue. So in simple queue, insertion occurs at the rear end and deletion occurs at the front end. So this is about simple queue. Next we have circular queue. So in circular queue, all the nodes will be in the form of circular. Okay. So nodes means one element, one index, we call it as node. Okay. Suppose consider this as a queue. So in circular queue, all the nodes means one index, we call it as nodes. All the nodes will be in a circular form, in that the last node will be connected to or followed to the first node. Okay. So this we call it as circular queue. So circular queue means all the nodes are considered as a circular, in which the last element or the last node is followed to the first node. So that we call it as circular queue. So in this circular queue, so this is a last element we are inserted, right? So now this becomes the rear end. So this becomes the front end. First element I inserted, that is B. So this is a front end. Last element I inserted, that is E. So this is the rear end here. So now the value of front is 2. Value of rear is 0. So this is, we call it as circular queue. Okay. So circular queue means in circular queue in which all the nodes are indicated as a circular, such that the last node is followed by the first node. That we call it as circular queue. So next we have priority queue. So priority queue, as the name suggests, priority. So in which in priority queue, in which the elements are inserted or removed from the queue will be based on some preset priority. Preset priority means which is already given priority for those elements. Okay. So priority queue in which the inserting or removing an item from the queue is based on some preset priority. That we call it as priority queue. Suppose consider this is a priority box. Okay. So we are providing some priority for each and every block of item. So I'll suppose consider this as a 1. So in this priority queue, we are using the concept called linked list. So linked list means one element is linked with the other element through link. Okay, so that we are using. So if it is the last element, we have to provide the null value. So that's why I have written null here. Okay. So this null indicates only the queue contain only single element, means this is the last element in the queue. So that will be indicated by that. Okay, so suppose consider this as a priority queue, so which means that value 10 and 20 has the highest priority, and then 50 has the next priority, and 55, 44, 33 has the least priority. So based on these priorities, we can insert an element or we can remove the element from the queue. So in this priority queue, we have two types. One is ascending priority queue, another one is descending priority queue. So based on that ascending order or descending order, we have to insert or remove the element or the item from the queue. So this is about priority queue. So next we have D queue. So D queue means I told double-ended queue, which means it has two ends. Okay, D queue means double-ended queue. So which means if the suppose consider this as a queue. So as the name suggests, double-ended. So this queue contains two ends, so in which we can insert the element from the front end or we can delete the element from the front end also. In normal simple queue, we can insert the element at the rear end. We can delete the element at the front end only. But in double-ended queue, we can insert or delete the element from the front end, or we can delete the element or insert the element at the rear end. So that we call it as double-ended queue. So double-ended queue means in which inserting and deleting the element will be takes place at the both end. That we call it as double-ended queue. So in this double-ended queue, in front end we can delete the element or we can insert the element. So in rear end we can delete the element or we can insert the element. So that we call it as double-ended queue or D queue. So these are the different types of queues. So what is meant by queue means? So queue is a collection of items in which insertion and deletion will be takes place at the different end. So this queue has a property that is FIFO. So it has a property FIFO, which means first in, first out. So in this we have four different types of queues. One is simple queue, circular queue, priority queue and D queue. So this is about queues. So in next class we will study how the queues will be represented in the memory by using arrays and linked list, and what are the different operations performed on the queue, and then algorithms present in that queue. Thank you.